Alright, what's going on, guys? Trev back again, here to bring you another video. This one's going to be doing another Q&A video answers segment type of video, answering your guys' questions. This one is probably somewhere around 42 leading up to The Walking Dead Season 6. I lost count. I don't even know. Okay, so with regards to separating up the Q&As, Walking Dead, Fear of the Walking Dead, I'm trying to name them based on where more questions are coming from, so this one would be like more Walking Dead. But really, they're the same universe, so if I do a video, it could include questions from either. It doesn't have to be exclusive. Sometimes it includes questions that do include both, because it's both in the same universe. So, I've done quite a few Q&As this summer, man. It's been pretty crazy summer, and I want to thank you guys for sending me all your awesome video suggestions and questions and everything like that. Keep sending them to me. No Fear of the Walking Dead on this Sunday. We have to wait till next week with back to school and with Labor Day and all that coming up. So that's a little bit of a shame, but that said, it's cool because it goes basically right into the premiere of The Walking Dead Season 6. Once Fear Dead ends, the next week we have the premiere. So I'm taking suggestions for this Sunday, what you guys want to see me do instead. Maybe I can do a throwback review. Some people have asked for that. Or we can do a predictions for the first episode of Season 6, because we have had a lot of new info come out since I did my previous one, which was, I think, months ago at this point. So keep doing what you guys are doing. You guys are awesome. Love your guys' support. Keep sending me what you got. Keep sending me your questions, and I'll keep making videos for you guys. So it's what we do. Try to do them every day as best I can, even though I'm going to miss some days. No question about it. The first question is from NinjaNathan, and he says, hey, Trev, I have a video idea. Since Season 6 is coming, you should do a top 5 seasons of The Walking Dead. That's a good one. I'll basically answer this one for you right now, because I think it's pretty easy for me, but everybody's different with this one. Like, I've done a lot of videos on favorite seasons, best seasons, this kind of thing. Everyone has their favorites. Some people Season 2 is their favorite season. Some people it's Season 1. A lot of people Season 5. A good number of people Season 4. Everybody's kind of different. For me, this is my own personal list for which ones I think were the most well done or the best seasons to watch. Number 5 has to be number 1. It just has to be. The season, in the end, was just an incredible season. We got extended finale, and man, it was just amazing all the way through. And really, in terms of stepping it up, they just stepped up so many things that season. If you watch the DVD, and like I have the DVD, I did a review for that. If you guys want to see it, it's in the channel, and they go into all the details of how they did everything. Man, compared to earlier on in the show, it just must have been insane to do 16 episodes like that. It's just crazy. So Season 5's got to be number 1. Number 2, I still put Season 3. I would. I know a lot of people don't like it, but it's a pretty crazy, hectic, action-packed season back and forth. And I really enjoyed it. I don't think we'll ever see anything like it again in The Walking Dead with that kind of pacing, going through that much of the comic book series in one season. But yeah, it was pretty amazing for what it was. So Season 3 would be second. Then I'd probably go with Season 4, because you do have Too Far Gone in there, and you got some great episodes in the second half too. Internment was amazing. The premiere was pretty good too. It was kind of relaxing in that, but it was really good too with the big spot and all that. So Season 4 would be next. Then I'd go 2, then I'd go 1. And some people, why would you put 2 over 1? Just really like what they did with Shane, like the amount of episodes, even though there were some slow parts in the middle. It ended really, really well. And then number 1 would be last, not because it's bad quality. If you're going quality, it might be near the top. But just because of, in terms of like what the episodes contain, it's only 6 episodes. And if you're going to go with what would you rather have, 6 episodes of something you love or 16 episodes of something you love, yeah, it's pretty hard to go with the 6 episodes over 16. It's just it's a different comparison. It's a different level. But it still was a great start, that's for sure. So, yeah. So there's your answer, NinjaNathan. I wouldn't do a whole video just on that, I don't think, no. Next one's from Mathias Andersen. And he says, hey, Trev, are you also bothered by Nick's accent? I think it kind of ruins the experience that I can clearly hear he is not American when his character is. For instance, you can hear his British accent very clearly when he's throwing up in the second episode. Not just his. You can hear Alicia's too, because she's Australian, right? You can hear both their accents. I don't know what happened with that scene. They both kind of messed up, and they left it in the episode. I don't know why. I forgot to mention that in my review. But I noticed it, and I actually wrote it down, everything in my notes for my review, and I failed to mention that. But yeah, they messed up with that quite a bit. I could hear both their accents, and it threw me out of the experience. It's like, oh yeah, that's right. He's from the UK, and she's from Australia. We should never at any point... It's tough. David Morrissey had this too. Go put an end to that young man's days. He had that too in a couple parts in season 3, right? And then of course you have Andrew Lincoln, but Andrew Lincoln has found his voice at this point. But his voice changes season by season. Go back and watch some of the other episodes too. His voice does change a little bit. Granted, it might after you go through a zombie apocalypse. You may be more stern and more kind of cutthroat and that kind of thing after a while. But yeah, it did throw me through a loop. You're right, Mathias, when they did that. I didn't like that. But I noticed that. Anybody who doesn't know what we're talking about, watch the throwing up scene again, listen carefully to the voices, and you'll hear exactly what we're talking about. I hope they edit that for the Blu-ray. I think they should. Yeah, that was a little sloppy, to be honest. So, especially when 8 million people are watching, you should be you really need to be careful. But that said, they have crazy deadlines they have to meet, right? So they got to get their stuff done like fast. They've got both series and that, and kind of like split teams, sort of, or not entirely. They both have their own teams, but man, it must be pretty crunch to get the show done and out there by the end of the summer for Fear Dead. Even less so. The Walking Dead has a lot more episodes, but they're behind. They can have more time to edit it, at least at the beginning. When they're doing it. Next one's from Joe Stookey, and he says, "Do you think Negan will kill Morgan when he shows up or makes his long-awaited debut in probably the season 7 mid-season finale or season 7 finale?" It would definitely piss fans off and make them want Negan dead, which is what The Walking Dead wants with their villains. I like your idea, and I wanted to include this one because one of the characters we brought up as possibly for Negan when he shows up, if it's season 7 or season 8, whatever, depending on how they they want to set it up. Daryl, I think, is one that we should watch for because that's a huge kind of appearance, and that could include a huge death, but it will probably be a different death than what happened in the comic books. So we have to look at some other characters, and I think that's that might be, you might have figured it out, Joe, because that sounds very plausible for Morgan, because we're also not sure, what they're going to do with Morgan, how long he's going to survive for. It's kind of an unknown, right? Will he make it all the way through season 6? I sure as hell hope so. But he would be a huge character for Negan to kill off if they wanted to introduce Negan in a big way, which of course they will. And like you said, either season 7, season 8, whatever the case may be. Next one's from David Aldrich, and he says, "Hey Trev, since Fear Dead is supposed to show the beginning of the zombie apocalypse, how do you think it will end? Will they all die, somehow make their way to DC and meet up with Rick's group? Maybe just a few characters, I don't know. Let me know what you think or what you would want to happen." So I'll answer a couple more after this one. So that's a good question, man. So how do I think the show will end? Since it just started, it's really hard to say. I mean, how many seasons? I think I'd predict around 4 or 5 seasons of the show at least. But people may get burned out. This is another question we've talked about before. Has the show peaked? Has kind of the genre peaked? And it seems so far that no, it hasn't, as long as the storytelling continues to be really good and the quality seems to be there. With season 5, of course, it was. So season 6 will probably premiere even bigger than season 5 did, and it will just grow and grow. But it will peak at some point. You got to expect at some time it's going to hit a plateau, and it's just going to kind of either stay around there or start to slowly decline. But hopefully we'll always do enough that it's worth it for them to do the show. Hopefully both shows. But I don't know. 2 shows is quite a bit. It must be difficult for the station to do. But if they have totally different teams, I guess it's not as big of a deal. So I would predict probably 4 or 5 seasons of Fear Dead right off the bat. But who knows, man? Who knows what AMC wants to do with it? And, based on the viewership so far, 10 and then 8 million in the second episode, it could go on a while. Now, in terms of story, when does it end? I think the story ends when the views stop. I think that's basically what's going to happen. When people stop watching, that's when they'll start to look at, okay, how are we going to wrap this up? I haven't heard anything about their planning in terms of the long term. Robert Kirkman's done some talking about in interviews about long term of the original Walking Dead, but we don't have any kind of clue on where they're going to take Fear the Walking Dead, where it's going to go, what's going to happen with it in the long term. But I would think if people ever stop watching, if they ever get kind of burned out on Walking Dead, on zombies, then we may be looking at it ending. But 4 or 5 seasons, I think, is a good safe bet. Could it go into 10 or 20? It's just too early to say, man. It's way too early to say. But yeah, do I think all the characters will die in the end? Oh, man, again, if we're so close to the beginning, it's hard to say at the end what we can predict or even think of at that point. With the original Walking Dead, I tend to think, no, all the characters won't die no matter what, pretty much. There's going to be at least some surviving onward when the series eventually does end. But with Fear Dead, I think I'd go with the same thing. I don't think it'd be a good ending if just every character died. I think there has to be at least one survivor or a few survivors that go onward after. And the story kind of ends, hopefully, with a happy ending. I think the original Walking Dead will end with a happy ending at some point. But again, I've done videos talking about the end of the series as well. Check them in the channel if you're interested. There you can just use the search tool, type in, how will the Walking Dead end, that kind of thing, and we do a whole video talking about it. Yeah, so great question. Let's see. Let's do one more. Joe Stookey says, because we have no Fear of the Walking Dead on Sunday, this is what I was kind of talking about earlier a little bit. Could you maybe do a throwback review to This Sorrowful Life on Sunday? I rewatched it the other day, and it still stands out to me as one of the absolute best episodes in the series. I would love to see you do this. So that's up to you guys. If you guys want me to do that, I'll do it for you. It's up to you. You choose. Write your comments below if you want to see that, or if you have another idea for a video, send them to me. I checked the channel the other day, and it just crossed 2,000 videos, this channel. But not all of them are public. Only there's a few that are private at this point. But yeah, we're coming up to 2,000 public videos plus my old channel. So that's a lot. That's a lot of videos, man. It's crazy. But send me your ideas for what you guys got, and I'll continue to produce as many as I can. Why not? It's fun. We all have fun with it, and I hope you guys like it. A lot of people let me know over the summertime they enjoy seeing consistent videos. This kind of cast. It's kind of like a podcast too. With the YouTube videos where we talk about it. So yeah, it's a lot of fun, man. I love it. I love hanging out with you guys. I love talking with you guys about this. And you guys are amazing, man. I love you guys. You're awesome. So if you want to see This Sorrowful Life, write in the comments below. If you want to see a different episode, or you want to see the predictions instead, write it below as well. And I'll at least have something for you guys on Sunday instead of the usual thing. I'll probably release it earlier in the day, like around 1, 2, 3, 4, something like that, for this Sunday, even though people are getting ready for school. So good luck to all of you who are starting school or busy with work like I am right now this time of the year. So I'll call it there for this one, because I try to keep my Q&As a little bit shorter. Sometimes when I go 25, 30 minutes, I find people don't watch the second half, that kind of thing. So I split them up this way. It's better. So let me know what you guys think about all those different questions. Let me know what you want to see for Sunday. And thank you again, guys, for all your support, sticking with me over time. And I hope you had a good summer. But, it's that dreaded time of the year for the youngins, back to school or college, university students. And for, us older dudes, much the same, but vacation possibly being over. So, write your comments below. If you guys like the video, please thumb it up below. If you want to support the channel, please share, please favorite. And if you're new and you want to subscribe, don't you be no fool, go ahead and subscribe at the bottom left. That's it for this one. I may see you guys again tomorrow. As always, it's Trev, and I'm saying peace.